Hello everybody, bienvenido a todo. Welcome back to Vadbrut. We are in Train Sim Mod 3 again, and as you can see, I'm in the Creators Club and I'm on this very livery made by ebarbs, who I think has just made some really nice, like, high quality. Yeah, I mean, all four of these liveries, I don't know if like DTG asked this person to do it, but they've made them like to perfection. Each one of these is perfect. So I recommend this one if you're looking for this user, if you're looking for any HST livery, like classic HST livery from BR era. So this is what I'm going to be using today. I've also got a class 47 livery from Thorna BTMD, who also does really good classic British Rail liveries for like the Northern Transpennine stock and great diesel Legends of the Great Western stock as well. So without any further ado, I think that's it. The rest I just use the standard liveries if I see anything along the way. So obviously I'm going to be doing a Great Western Express set in the late 70s, with the line being the way that it is. So there'll be a mixture of diesel, the HST and the Westerns, some 47s, might see a 40, and a bunch of 101s as well. So without any further ado, let's play. I don't know what I've done to all my loading screens. They've disappeared. I don't know if I installed something that... Right, doors open. AWS on. Oh, brakes off. Important. I mean, I don't think that air conditioner wouldn't have been there in the 70s. I think that was added, but I'll use it anyway. Oh, day and headlamp markers. Oh, and I want to put my cloud up. Cloud wind can just be what it is, and I think that's that. Yeah, let's have a nice cloudy day. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, look how gorgeous that looks. Honestly, it's gorgeous. The door's locked. Oh, look, there's a 52, and there's a 47. And I think this is a very modern looking station for the 70s, but let's see. We're in a race with a 101 and we're going to lose. Because if this train is anything, it is the slowest accelerating thing that ever did exist. I'll see if I can put up a fight. I don't think I can. So let me try and recount the mods I've got installed. I've got a whole bunch of mods that supposedly change some of the line side equipment to make it a bit more 70s. So I think some of the signals might be a different shape. I've got a rusted rails thing that like changes the rails to look more rusted. Oh, this is gorgeous. This train, gorgeous. That's livery. And I don't know what else. I know you're supposed to like be gentle with this throttle, but I'm like seeing that 101 escaping. I'm like, there's no way its acceleration is so much better than mine. I'm determined to not let it out of my sight. It'll top out around 70 or 80, I think. But it's going to take me a while to get there. I mean, I'll overtake it eventually. I'm non-stop, you see, to London Paddington, whereas that is going to stop sometime. Come on. Oh well. Oh, let's see. Look how gorgeous that livery. I mean, that is like to perfection. Intercity 125. I mean, this is the age of the train. It's too clean because actually, when it first launched, I saw one this clean. Not in real life. I've seen pictures of one this clean. When it, like, literally on the first day they launched it to the press, it looked this clean. But that was the only day. The rest of the time in service, it was filthy. But yeah, I guess in time other people will make a version of it that's dirty. We can still see the 101. It hasn't gone out of vision just yet. It's escaping around the corner, but we're going to catch up with it. You may well win this battle, but I shall win the war. Oh, we got a little 101 coming up against us. Come on. There it is. We should be like starting to get closer now, because I doubt that 101 can get more than 80. We still got another 30 miles an hour to go before we top out, or 40. That sound is amazing. Like, I will repeat until I'm dead in the face of this. This loco has probably some of the best sounds, and the 158 as well in the game. Just sounds gorgeous. It doesn't suffer from the problem that the locos for some reason do, and I don't know if it was always like that or if an update changed it, where like you only hear what your camera's pointed at, so you don't hear the engine sound unless you point backwards. That seems to happen to so many of DTG logos in their routes, whereas in this route the sound is just around you. It's like 3D sound. Aha, C101, what did I tell you? And never mind the bleached out interior. I think that's just like maybe a bug, or maybe just a fault of the Oh, look at that. Look at that. I mean, if that doesn't want to make you scream like, this is the age of the trades, then nothing will. Oh, we're over 100 now. We've broken 100. Should be able to stay that way most of the way now. I don't think we get brought down to speed until we get there. And I don't think I set anything in front of me, because I literally have used, I think there's 30 or plus services on this. Don't know what the upper limit was, but I used it. Oh look, we got a Western. The past meets the future. And remember, back then, I mean, nowadays everyone loves the HSTs, but when HSTs were introduced, they were the 70s version of the Class 800s, replacing all of these cool old locos, the Westerns, the Peaks, the Deltics, and it was replacing them with a single multiple unit diesel train, modern diesel train, and people hated them for that, because they were like, oh, all the trains are going to look the same. And then 30 years later, because 40, 50, 40 something years later, people mourn them because they're no longer as ubiquitous as they once was. But that's just the way the railways work. What's new is evil and must be banished. What's old is reliable and friendly and must be preserved. As ever it was, it shall be. One day there'll be 800s reserved, I'm sure, but we'll see, I suppose. 30 years from now, maybe we'll be seeing a Hitachi 800 rail tour. Possibly not, actually. They might actually be too expensive to maintain. Pendolinos as well, because the preservation group having to maintain 12 carriages of traction motors and tilting technology. Ooh. Class 800s wouldn't have the tilt, but oh, look at this! Look at this! Oh, I get it! Now, if that's not like, you cannot tell me I don't give you the content that you want. That was a British Rail moment. I tell you what, for something for nothing, the scenario planner on Great Western Express is probably, like I said it the other day, Midland Main Line is really good. West Cornwall Local, not so good. This one is good. This one gives you so many platforms to work with. Like, you think, I mean, I haven't budged them all, like, you'll see, there's more to come. That was a moment, we might not get another moment like that, but that was a moment, but still, there's more. You've got this little 101, stuck at a red signal. I think his station platform up is occupied. Yeah, sorry. See you in London. Magic. If only they could turn down those inside lights so they weren't so bad, it would look brilliant. It looks like British Rail have been like trying out X-ray technology or something, which I wouldn't put it past them. In the 70s, they were trying anything and everything. Probably were like, well, say it was to make their sandwiches taste better. Put the speed back up, gets up to 125. The very annoying thing about this logo actually is that it never just sits at 125. Like if you put it in throttle 4 or max, it will exceed 125. If you put it in 3, it will fall to about 110. There's no happy medium. But it was the 70s. I suppose they didn't have cruise control back then. Oh well, actually they have a slow speed control here, but I've never used it. Never seen it used. Don't know what it does. I guess it keeps the train at 35 miles an hour or something when you're coupling or doing it in the yard. Obviously in the 70s all of this catenary wasn't there. Look how fast it looks like you're going when you've got this field of view. So like as I mentioned in one of my other videos, I have a God mode mod installed that I think adds this field of view. I'm pretty sure it's attached to that because there's nothing else I can think it would be. Ooh, look, we got got another moment. Old meets the new. This is the edge of the train. Whoosh. Oof. Oh, we got new meets new. Shoosh. Just imagine being in the 70s and seeing this. I mean, you've been train spotting for years, seeing a 52, a Western 52, struggling to get to 90. Although, no, they could get faster, but with a rake of 12 coaches, probably not. But you've been watching these Western 52s chugging out. You've probably been seeing 47s, and I think the 50s were on this line as well, after the West Coast Main Line was electrified. And then, I mean, you might have seen the Blue Pullmans, so you might have seen something a bit like this, but even they, I don't think they got faster than 90. And then one day, this comes by at 125. I mean, it would be like being slapped in the face by the future. Look how rakish they are compared to literally anything else on the train, on the line of the time. Look at it. It's got an angle to the front, unheard of. I will once again not deny that I have created a better timetable than the actual base game has. But That's only, you can only do that sometimes where the scenario planner lets you. Like West Cornwall Local, you can't because the signaling is too bad. The signal gaps are too big, so there just isn't. The trains just can't. You can't occupy. It's like maybe 5 trains you can have on the line at the same time, because they just can't move until one has left the next block. Whereas this one is a much more modern route, and it's a main line, so there's blocks galore, so you can put lots and lots of trains on it. Middle and main line as well. I mean, I could. What I'm thinking about is maybe uploading them to Creators Club. The problem is, you need the liveries, and I always find it really complicated. Like any scenario I've ever downloaded that requires me to go and download liveries that aren't from the person who's made the scenario, just makes me think it's too much. This one may be because you've only really got to download the ebarbs HST livery, and the rest you can use the defaults. I know there was that big logo 47, but you won't notice it. I think it's on a freight service that we may or may not even see. So yeah, maybe I'll upload it. In which case, I should add lots of pictures. Ooh, 47 there. Heathrow Junction. There we go. Well, this certainly didn't exist in the 70s, because there was no line to Heathrow until the 90s. Certainly no electrification until then. I'm going to coast now. Oh. Bye-bye 101. Oh, and yeah, I've got the exhaust fume mod installed that makes it a little less obvious, a little bit more fluffy. Oop, we're going to be overtaking a freight train. Lots of 20s, couple of 20s. Yeah, there's the exhaust coming out. There's the exhaust fume. I decided I wanted more acceleration. There we go. Lovely jubbler. That was like Hayes. Yes, then we'll pass through West Ealing, and this is the 70s. West Ealing, well, I think, well, next year maybe not. No. Well, I'm trying to think, when was the Ealing train crash? That was Ealing Broadway, wasn't it? Or was it West Ealing? That was in the 70s, but it was with a Western, so it was probably long before the HSTs came along. And I think there was a 47 involved as well. We were probably just passing and was like, oh, what happened? think that was worth stealing. Suddenly looks like healing coming up. Right, yeah, I'm gonna start braking, I think. Whoa, let's bring that field of view way back out. Go. I'm going to keep the brake on because we need to be getting down to, I think it's 70, 50 will be the next one. A nice gradual slowdown will do the trick, I think. Look, there's a 47. There we go. I think that might be a heritage, a livery designer livery from Thornaby TMD as well. It's had a nameplate. I don't think the defaults have a nameplate. Can't remember if Great Diesel Legends of the Great Western had any of them had nameplates for the 47s, but I don't think they did. Okay, right. I'm just gonna idle everything and saunter. I do recommend this God mode though, if you can get it. I mean, this zoom is insane. Like, whoa, whoa! Way beyond what the loading distance can do. But it's good for like seeing trains, really little trains in the distance. And well, like this is amazing. Like, wow! I can tell you what, you tried that on a PS4 and it would blow up. Oh, we've got a. See if I can. Perfect. Okay. What was that for? Actually, yeah, I've only got AWS turned on. I don't have the DSD or anything turned on, so that was literally just telling me I'm passing a green. Well, Great Western Express has always had that some weird AWS notifications though. Untrustworthy, one might say. Right, well, I'm not sauntering down to 50. I'm gonna have to brake. There we go. Gorgeous. Oh, look, we got there's a train in the reception line, so from Aldoak, must be on its way into Paddington. Looks like a big long train as well. I'm gonna say I can't remember which train it is, but I'm gonna guess I put a 52 there. So I do like a 52. Good about it. Old meets new. Ah, oh, you bastard. Right. There we go. Always a bloody catenary pole when you don't need one. Very annoying considering this is supposed to be the 70s. Oh well, you can't have everything. At least the stock is all accurate. Maybe the 101s would have been something else, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, 101 is about right. There we go. Saunter in, and the next drop will be 25 just before we get into the station itself, which is resplendent with nice bunch of trains. I'm going to start braking now, I think. So down to 30. I'm in no rush. Most of those trains I set to depart way after we arrived, because I wanted the station to be full, not trains just coming straight at me. But one or two might leave. And I would have done it it would be in 5 minute increments. So if something is going to leave, it will be leaving at 1:45. So let's see if we can. Ooh, no, that was a bit of overkill. And now we arrive to the 70s construction site of not Crossrail. That was definitely not being built in the 70s. Although it was first proposed in the 80s, in case you didn't know. And indeed they did even get as far as trying to put it through Parliament in the 90s. And they even made mock-ups of the trains that were going to run through it. You can see, like when they were rebuilding Liverpool Street, you can there were a bunch of mock-ups of the new Crossrail line trains. Obviously never came to pass. The money never surfaced for it, but pretty much, well, actually, let me try and think. Was it exactly the same route? It was linking the Great Western Main Line and the Great Eastern Main Line. Well, it was linking east and west. That much I know, via Liverpool Street. But I don't know beyond that what the middle stations were going to be. I doubt they were thinking Whitechapel back then. And Canary Wharf, no. That must have come later on. Oop, I see some trains. So we're platform 2. Ooh, no. What am I doing? Faffing. That's what I'm doing. Faffing about. Trying to give any trains that are due to depart their chance. So we can have a bit of movement. Look at that. We got a couple of 101. I think that's another 101 there. That's a HST and that's a 52 Western. Ah, there's a train leaving. Bathed in the bleach lights of a HST. It's a 6-car train. On its way to Oxford, no doubt. Or Greenford. Now, if this isn't an iconic site, I don't know what is. A HST in its original livery in Paddington. Oh, I think actually that's what the modifications for the Great Western Line 70s have done. Now, that is... the look. You can hear the reverb of the engines echoing as well. Let's get the Intercity 125 in. Well, no, this one won't go. I'll use the free camera then. See if I can get a nice image this way of all three. Damn that lamppost. Looks worn. Worse for wear, eh? Sorry, Western. Actually, no. I wanted that one from over here. This coach is the wrong way around. It's starting to annoy me. Hopefully they fix that. I don't mean the person who made this livery. I mean the red signifies the buffet car or the kitchen, and the yellow is first class. And so the yellow should be this side, matching this, because the buffet and the kitchen should be here. The transition between the standard class and the first class, but it's not. Ah, yes. This is the edge of the train. That's lovely lighting, if I do say so myself. Gorgeous. And I'll just go in with that. Oh, is that not the best thing you've ever seen? I mean, and I'm more of a fan of the swallow livery, but this is something else. Just gonna see if I can get rid of those bleached outdoors. You are not wearing 70s clothes. You're not period appropriate. Get out of my shot. Perfect. Let's see if I can get a shot with the ceiling. I mean, what can I say? These are the things you can do with this game, and it's why I love it. Absolutely, 100%. Will not tolerate people who just go on and on moaning about it. Because, oh, look at this. A good, nice 70s. Some 70s posters. Oh, come on. Can I do something arty? I thought it was like She Is a Friend for the Weekend. My God, that was racy for the 70s. Any other posters? This is a Red Star Station. Alright, it's all the same posters. Okay, I get it. Railway to runway. Really? Was there a rail air link? Oh, I wonder. Maybe it might have been a bus, because back then they did run bus services and stuff. But still, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, God. I'm trying to get that, like... Oh, what do I need? Okay, I'm just going to put this here. That is a gorgeous picture, if I do say so myself. Right, I'll leave you there, because I'm just fanning over the how great this looks. But I will say this is a game changer for me. Absolutely 100%. Having the HST as a livery designer and being able to do things like this is just perfect. And I hope other people are out there making scenarios and making the best use of all of these great liverers, because hoi boy, it's great. It's really good. I mean, I don't know if the 166 is supposed to... Bear in mind, this is the East Midlands HST livery designer. So that's because I bought Midland Mainline. The actual HST with Great Western Express that came with it, however many years ago, doesn't have livery designer capacity yet. They've tested it. It seems to be on the verge, but when it comes, as ever, they've said they want it to be very soon, but that can mean anything. When something comes up, it means it doesn't come. So I would guess can't be more than a month away. I mean, it could be. It always can be with TTG, but given that they basically said it was going to be now, there can't be that many issues with it still going on. That'll be a good one to have as well because it's got a different engine, so it behaves a little bit differently. And if the 166 comes with that, then watch this space, because I'm going to be doing an early 90s Network Southeast 166 and maybe a few Network Southeast 101s about the place, and see if I can do a 47. The problem with the 47 and just trying to do one of those rates with the Northern Transpennine class is that you always get it doesn't let you select every single carriage to have the same livery, so you end up with a bunch of the default liveries thrown in there, which is very annoying. But we'll see. I'll play around with it, but yeah, what can I say? I think that was great. And I mean, I know I created the scenario, but hats off mostly to ebarbs, whoever that is, for creating that livery, because it is chef's kiss, perfect. Really shows up this route in its best light. And yeah, I probably will upload this one to the scenario, the Creators Club, just because you only need that livery. And it looks like that person is just creating HST liveries, very good ones. So it's not like it'll be difficult to find. And with that, I shall bid you adieu. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. And yeah, have a good week, a good month, a good year, and hasta luego.